All right, guys. So I'm going to do another little game review here today. And this one we're going to be talking about is called Dawn of Man. Now, this game has been around for a little while. I feel like several years probably. I remember first playing it on the PlayStation 4, probably like 3 years ago, I want to say, maybe 4. It's been around for a little bit. I could be off. Maybe it was 2 years ago. I can't remember. But it did just release for the PlayStation 5, an upgraded version a few days ago. And of course, I had to get it just to check it out. I don't know if there's any changes or differences. I didn't really dig deep into it to figure that out. I just wanted to play it again. So I figured, why not make a video for those who may have not heard of it or haven't played it. If you like real-time strategy games, civ builders, simulation games, it's all kind of bundled in this game. It has a little bit of each. It's not as deep with the real-time strategy as games like Age of Empires or Empire Earth or Age of Mythology or any of those, and it's not like Civilization either. It's not like real political and all that kind of stuff. It's basically you're just cave people, and you got to go from the Neolithic era to like the Iron Age to the Copper Age. You just keep moving up as you learn more research, tech. I think it's called tech on here. And you get that stuff in there. You upgrade your buildings, you upgrade the way you live, and you got to hunt and gather, all that fun stuff. All the fun stuff you like from those RTS civ builder games. So we're going to get right into it. Okay, so I'm going to start a new game. I did play a little bit last night just to check it out. I played the Continental Dawn. We're going to play that again. I'm just going to start it over so I can show you guys. But there are two other modes. There's the Northlands, which is a little bit more challenging, kind of like real snowy area. We're not going to really get into that. This one hasn't been unlocked on here yet. Ancient Warriors one, so I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'll do videos of these ones too later on. But we're going to do the Continental Dawn one. Okay, so here's a selection, a select location map here. And you have 6 locations to choose from. You have the Twisty River, the Forest River, River Fork, Lake Valley, Mountain Lake, Merging Stream. So let's go to a Forest River because that looks interesting. You got 2 game modes. You got normal and hardcore. We're going to do normal mode. In the starting conditions, you can be settled, which just means you have buildings there already, or you can be nomad where you have no buildings but resources. So let's get into it. We're going to do a settled on that, and let's start game. I think this is a really nice game. You can probably get it for, I can't be that much. I think I paid probably like $20 for it, years ago on the PS4. I have no idea what it cost because it was a free upgrade for the PS5. But yeah. So basically, here you go. Here's your map. You got all this land, trees and stuff you can cut down. You got your few starting buildings. Now, if you did the nomad, you wouldn't have any of these buildings. You just have people, and you'd have to gather. And we still got to gather because we don't have anything. So what we'll do is like we need some stone right here. We can't do no stone. We can't do a lot of stuff. We can do some sticks right now. So let's tell them to gather the sticks because we're going to need sticks. We can't cut down any trees or anything because we have no material to make tools. So we got to make them tools. There you go. You got a bear, a little grizzly bear crawling around over here. We need to watch out for him so he don't attack us. We got a berry bush right here. Right now, we're just gathering whatever we can find on the ground. We got some flint that we can grab right there. We need some sticks. I'm looking for little amounts of rock. Now, there are ways. Now, this is like I don't know what you would call this, but this is like a mode where you can see like the body warmth, I guess, or food sources, I guess, because it shows you like the berry bushes and stuff you can get from, and then you got mammoths over here. So it's a nice little thing where you can kind of look around and see what animal life and plant life is around where you could hunt or gather. But I also use it just kind of look around because you can see like the sticks outlined where they're at. So that's a nice little feature to have for this game. I don't know a lot of games that have that, but a little cool feature. And then we just click out of it. Now, if you want your people to speed up, I can't seem to find any rocks. There we go. I was looking for some rocks to gather. Couldn't see them anywhere. But you can speed up your map by just pushing on the right arrow on the arrow pad. So there we go. You can have it at 4x, 2x, 1x, 1x. If you have it on 0, of course, it's not going to move. 1's normal, 2's a little faster, 4 And of course, we'll do 8 just to speed up everything. Look, you just got all these wild animals running around. What do we got here? Things are moving so damn fast. We got a little baby, young female woolly rhino. We got an adult female back here. We got another one right there. We got it. Some donkeys over here chilling, eating some berries out of the berry bush. All right, anyways, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, looking at all the animals. But here's the crafting building, as you can see right here. These buildings right here are actually just tents. These are the living buildings they have right now. And we got the crafting building right here, which is where we're gonna need to make tools. We're gonna need some knife type tools. We'll need some spears for hunting, and of course, harpoons to fish. So they'll start automatically, as you see that, guys, they're in there making some tools, which we're definitely gonna need. So we can start getting some of these easier resources here. But a lot of your gameplay with these type of games is just waiting. That's why I usually put it on 8x, so I can get them gathering, building tools and stuff. And then once they have, it looks like they have some tools that we get. We'll put a few more. Get everybody, make sure everybody has a wooden spear at least, and then we can hunt. Let's find something easier to hunt here. We got a little billy goat looking thing up here. So we're gonna hunt him. You just click the animal, as you can see what you push over here to hunt. And then, there. Now they're gonna collect the meat, so we can have some food here. And as I was saying, we need some more sticks or something, because we're out of fuel. What do we got here? We got some boars coming up in here. Tell them to collect some more flint there. Some rocks, some more sticks. Now there is... that's the alarm thing. Now you click L1 here to place a work area. Now we want to tell them to gather sticks. There's a bunch of sticks, as you can see right around here. So we're just going to tell one of our people's job is going to be to gather sticks. We'll just leave it at one person because we don't have too many people right now, so we got to stick with what we have. And then we'll set out a few more work areas. Right now we can gather sticks, obtain flint, hunt, fish, collect, harvest wild plants, and obtain stone. We'll put a stone one out here too. So we got one person doing that. And then we're going to place another obtain flint. And you see as it kind of highlights when you go over flint. So we have a little stockpile of flint right there. What I like to do is try to get it where you can get a couple in there. So here we can get at least 2 things of flint. And then we'll do a 1 for fish because we're definitely going to need some food. So we'll do 1 person fishing. And then we'll do a hunter. Find a nice place to hunt here. Let's see what we can do. This looks like a good area to hunt. We do want to be worried about those mammoths though, because if you put them near something like a mammoth, they will try to hunt whatever's in that area. So if you, as you can see, the mammoths are kind of like the ones you got to worry about are going to be the red shade. So you got the woolly rhinoceros over here and a big male mammoth, and then of course orange is going to be less threatening, and then of course green is the easiest thing to kill. We kind of want to stick with the green stuff right now because we only have wooden spears. You don't want to go into fight a mammoth with 1 person with a spear. Probably not going to help too much in the long run. There's not too much wildlife to hunt around here. We do have a few things here. I guess I'll put it right. It's dangerous because of this stuff right here, but I'm going to put it right here. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully our people don't get murdered. You can also do plant life. Like you can see a bunch of stuff right here. This is probably the smarter thing to do right now for food. They can collect and harvest berries, things like that. So we got everything. We got all this right now. We can't cut down trees or any of this other stuff yet until we get the right tools. So let's get back into mode. Now everybody's going to be busy. Now if you look in the upper corner there, on the upper left corner, you can see where it says 83%, 67%. That's the workload that your civilization's doing. If that gets over 100, you need to cut back on your stuff because it'll overwork them. They'll get sick, yada, yada, yada. We also need to build more tents because our population right now is 7 of 6, which means one person doesn't have a place to sleep. So we'll tell them to build a few more tents to increase our population. As you can see down here in the lower right corner, it says milestone unlocked, hunting and gathering knowledge +2. And then it says knowledge. Okay. So we will focus on that. That'll take us and show us we unlocked a milestone, hunting and gathering. Yay for us with the milestone. So we'll get off that. And now, if you also see in that upper left corner, you see where it says 6 right there. That's how many tech points we have right now. So you get on this screen right here. And if you have any questions, there's a help menu. There's a management button that shows you know, how much food you want, if it's, you know, infinite amount of this, that, whatever. You can change all your management stuff right here. You got defense, you got a bunch of stuff to look at later. You don't need to check all this out right now, but there's like your work area, so you can go directly to one of your work areas, tasks you assigned, activity, your defense. It shows you how many men you want to attack and how many women you want to attack, if you know, or defend, or whatever you're doing. And here we got limits. This is the limits that you would set on these different items, how much you want produced. Like once you get 100 meat, don't get any more meat. Once you get 10 fish, no more fish, and so forth and so on. And then the same thing with the tools and everything. But anyways, the thing we're looking at right now is tech. So here's the tech tree, and as you can see, it has Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Copper Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. So this is where we're starting. We have 6 points, so right now I can get any of these in the first row. Basically, they're all 5 points, which, you know, of course, if you unlock this tech, then this tech will be available. Once you have 5 more points, you can do that. So what we need to do, I think food drying would probably be a good thing to get first, because we're definitely going to do that. Now that unlocks new stuff, because right now all we have unlocked is the tent for residents. Storage, we got a storage tent, which we need to put one of those out. So let's put a little storage tent. We got these woolly mammoths just coming up on us here. Let's rotate this storage tent around. So we got a storage tent, we need that. We got a hearth already, we got a crafter. We need skins dryer. So let's put 2 of those right here and a food dryer, maybe 2 of those. Okay, so you just put them right there, and as you can see, these guys are going to run around and build stuff. You can also click, like the tent, for instance, we need one of these built right away so we can make it a high priority. I also like to make the crafting high priority, because if we need something right away, it's good to get that done first. That way you can get your tools and stuff, and so you can start gathering and fishing and whatever else you need to do. So yeah, very fun game if you like this kind of thing. I think the graphics are pretty nice. I mean, like I said, this is an older game. I don't know if they re-upped anything. Here we got some dangerous animals over here, which isn't good for me. But when you see that the cross that's red, that means this thing's injured. So look, it's almost dead. So we could probably hunt this thing right now and probably kill it, but then it's also with a pack. So likelihood we're going to get attacked. Okay, so they ran away. We killed first animal hunted cave lion. So we got a point for killing this thing. If you see in the bottom right corner there. So this will give us, these are some pelts right here, raw skin that we're going to need. Okay, now we got a random trader that shows up. Now this guy shows up every once in a while. He has some food. So I'll take the food because I definitely need that. We'll grab a log and then see if we have anything I can offer him. I'll give him, I have a couple extra spears here. So there we go. He'll leave the stuff behind and he'll take the spears with him. So we did need a little bit extra there. I got a point for the skin dryer that's been built. So they got the skin sitting there drying so we can make outfits and whatnot with it. Now we do have enough points to unlock something else. Now I think dog domestication's good because dogs they'll domesticate wild wolves and they will join your group and protect you. But we also do need bone tools. So let's do bone tools, and then maybe tanning next, and then dog domestication. We'll go in a routine here. First animal hunted, wild donkey. Got a point for that. Like I said, this might not be for everyone if you're not into like the building games, but I don't mind. I always, like I said, I'll usually leave it on 8 times. That way it moves a little quicker. Because if you're on 1 times, it's going to be... This is good if you don't have an idea what you're doing. So like always start on a lower setting where they're still working, but you can look around for stuff you need to find. But if you're pretty knowledgeable about these games and know what you're doing, we got a storm, which is dangerous. Usually you can do an alarm when you got to worry about storms and stuff, and they'll hide in the buildings or they'll stand out there and fight. But right now I'm not going to put an alarm on. You do that by clicking the left joystick on the PlayStation remote. But yeah. You can get struck by lightning. I don't know if hopefully we don't see that happening because I don't want one of my people to die, but it does happen. Let's see what we got over here. So now that I unlocked the bone tools, we can get bone spears and bone harpoons. So I'll put a few of those in here. You can always use it, especially when your population starts growing. We need to get this storage tent priority upgraded because what do we need for that? We need to hunt some animals because we need some skin. We'll try to take out this baby rhinoceros right here. I don't know how well that's going to work for me. Few of the people are going to try to kill it, but I'm thinking we're going to get attacked by the parent, which we are. We got 3 people on that. So we killed the baby, but now we got the big parent. Are we going to take it out? I don't know. It's looking bad. He's about half life. One of my people are about to die. He's just running away. A little bit more. Looks like we might get it. Yay, we killed the baby. As sad as that sounds, the baby woolly rhino. Now you see the people will take their skin and their meat and their bones, and we will use it all. So that was a good kill there. And we have enough points now to unlock our tanning. So let's do that, which should unlock more production. We got a tanner now. We'll just kind of stick this tanner. Stick it right there. Have them build it. So right now we got 2 skin dryers. We got a tanner that'll be right here, and then I have 1 food dryer, and we have another one we still need to build. Need to get the storage up, which they're about to finish. And I got another tent going on here to build our population. And now over here, if you see in the right lower corner here, one of our people contracted disease, bred decay, and we're being attacked by a mountain lion, which just ran away after it attacked us. So we're okay. That's why you need those. You need to have those dogs, the domesticated dogs, protecting your village, because they'll fight when like lions or something run into your village. They'll fight them. We just had 2 new people join us, so now we're at max population. So we need to definitely increase our residencies, build some more tents. Now, once we move up in ages, of course, you'll be able to upgrade these tents into better buildings that will be able to hold more people and stay together a little bit more, because they do decay over time. You know, weather or whatever affects them. So we'll build a good bit right along there. And we'll get the domesticated dogs real quick. Okay, now we can actually domesticate wild wolves. And what you want to do is you want to find a pack of wolves, which usually you don't want to find a pack of wolves, but in this case we want to find some wolves to steal their babies. But it doesn't look like there's any. They will naturally, if your villagers come across baby wolves, they'll get them anyways and try to bring them back. But if you find them, you can actually send your people to capture them, basically. Stealing babies away from their parents. Sounds terrible, but it's how we're going to be domesticating wild animals on here. It doesn't look like there's any wolves near me. I see boars, I see deer, I see buffalo, I see donkeys, horses. It's like every animal there is but what we need. We got some cave lions right here, woolly mammoths. Yeah, I don't see no wolves, unfortunately. But like I said, if the villagers, while they're out hunting or whatever, they come across them, usually they'll start bringing. We'll probably have some dogs joining the village automatically. So, trying to look around a little bit more. Doesn't look like we're going to have much luck. Unfortunately. I was wanting to show how to do that, but anyways, you can just look on this mode. I think we already got cave bears right here. Yeah. They didn't look like wolves. Well, this looks like a wolf. But it's an old female, so we can't capture an old female. I don't see no baby wolves anywhere. Well, that's pretty lame. So we'll just get out of this mode so people can at least do some stuff. Yeah, just wild horses. Everything but wolves. It's funny when you're looking for the stuff, you can't find it, but when you don't want to find it, you're being attacked by a whole freaking universe of them. It's crazy. Wait. Here we go. Okay, so anyways, there we found some baby wolves, and you can see down here in the lower left corner, we can either hunt them, but now we can capture them because we can domesticate them. So what you want to do is you'll click the baby wolves. It tells you it's a young male. So if you get males and females, they will breed. Right here's just 3 boys, it looks like. So if you can find males and females and bring them back, they will breed and just repopulate your. I mean, they're going to die too of old age and what's that? Cave hyena. They're going to die and breed and everything else. But if you get males and females in there, of course they'll repopulate when they die, and sadly. But you always have those domesticated dogs watching out your village. So that's always a plus. I don't know if I'm going to find any more. Let's see here. It looks like that might be it. I don't see any others. There's the hyenas. Or, not hyenas. Let's see. I'm finding everything else, man. Later, I'll be looking for these animals, and we won't be able to find anything. When I'm needing to find some horses to pull my stuff, I won't be able to find anything. But right now, I'm finding everything. That's so funny how that works. Oh boy. that's an easier way to, if you, I was like, where's my village? I was looking for it there for a minute. Now there's a way to go back instantly right now, and I can't remember how to do it, but I know you can get through the menu and just click something and it'll take you to it. So that benefited me there. So here we go. We got a pup already, a young dog male. So they'll grow up and they'll help protect your village when wild animals or raiders come. So it's always good to have some domesticated dogs. Now see, now we're being attacked by a wolf, probably because I'm trying to steal their babies. People are just running away. There's one of the ones we were trying to capture, but it looks like we're going to miss out on that one. Yeah, we're trying to take their cubs. I don't know if that's going to happen now. My person darted. They said, no, we're done. We're done with that. So we might not catch them right away, but they'll stay like that until we send more people out here. And every time you're being attacked or something, it does take your timer back to normal time. So you don't have to worry about, speeding past when you're being attacked by a bunch of stuff. It will go back to normal speed. But we're going to speed it back up because otherwise this video will be 6 hours long. Got little kids here. We got the trader right here. We're being attacked by the wolves again. And you can see down here, you can buy research like tech from the traders as well, but they're expensive. You have to give them 100. It's like, I guess this is the points or whatever, the trade value. You have to give them 100 value, trade points, whatever you want to call it, which we obviously don't have enough stuff to even think about doing that. I really don't have much to give them. I'll just give them some tools. We'll build some more tools in here. That's a nice way. It's always cool to use the traders to trade with because you can get stuff that you can't unlock. Like I can't get trees right now because I don't have an axe to chop trees down. Yeah, it looks like we killed the wolves. So our people are now going to harvest their... They killed the wolves because they were trying to take the babies. So more than likely they'll take the babies now easily because the parents are dead. So it sounds terrible. We got to kill the parents and steal their babies. Makes us sound like horrible, horrible people. Okay. So right now we have 9 of 12 population. We only have 2 tech points, and our workload's 141%. All this is in the upper left corner there. And if you look at the upper right corner, you can see it has meat. Is that we have 20 meat, 9 fish, 2 sticks, 2 logs, 11 water, 3 stones, 4 bones, 4 skins, 7 raw hides, 11 spears, 8. I don't know what that is. Knives, I think. 9 harpoons, and we have 9 shirts. So we have enough shirts to cover the 9 civilians that we have here. So everything's looking good. We have pretty much all the tools. We should probably make another couple knives here. So yeah, it's good. We'll go here to the build menus. We don't have anything new to build that I don't have in here yet. I think we pretty much built everything. Okay, here's a what do they call it? Spiritual. So it's structure in the memory of fallen ancestors. So when people die, they also use these as kind of to make them happy. I think they go like pray to them. So we're just going to kind of stick it out of the way. Put it like over here. So it'll be like a little religious area for them. They go pray to it. So we got work areas. We don't have anything new work areas. Well, collect tannin. We don't have that. Again, you can see like that's going to come off the trees, of course. So we're We're going to want to stick it somewhere in the middle. And I don't think I showed this before, but if you do go, when you do make work areas, you can click them. And then in the lower left corner there, you can see where you can increase the number. So if I wanted 2 people doing this or just 1 person, and then here you can put how many units you want them to collect. So let's say we'll just have 1 person working on this and we want 30 units. So once they get 30 units, they'll stop doing it until we use the stuff, and then they'll go back. Same thing with all the work areas. You can do that with everything. So if I wanted 2 people fishing, which I probably do, and I'm probably going to want more than as we build our population up. And you can also click on the areas, like when you have fish and stuff, it'll show you how many fish are in that area right now. And sometimes, like right now, it's probably a good time for me to move the work area. So what you'll do is you'll click it. Again, the lower left corner, you can hit edit work area, and you can kind of just drag it to a new area here, and we'll stick it right here. Now you can see the box that shows a fish is the bars are full, and then the bottom one's actually mud, which we're not collecting yet because we don't need to. But it'll stay the same as far as of how many people. We'll put 3, it'll collect 30 fish. So if you ever need to move work areas, eventually these areas that you were using will restock with fish. It's the same thing with trees. Once you cut down the trees, if you don't build over them, they'll just come back eventually. They'll start as small little trees and get larger. So you're never going to run out of your natural resources. I'm not sure. I don't remember right or not, but I think if you hunt animals, like if you kill off all the mammoths and stuff, I don't know if they respawn. I can't remember. I know animals will respawn. You're always going to have wild animals on the map somewhere, but I don't know if you kill off a species, if it's gone for good or how that works. Because I feel like when I played it on the PlayStation 4, I feel like eventually there was no more woolly mammoths or woolly rhinos or cave bears or anything like that. Okay, so we now have 8 tech points, so we can go in here and get something else. And as you see, here's funerary rituals, burial mounds, so that's like if somebody dies. Dog training, so we'll probably do the dog training. We also got, let's get some of these tools because this is what we need. We need that flint axe right there and that pick so we can do some mining. So we're definitely going to want to do that. So we're going to want some axes. Let's just do 4 axes and 4 picks so we can do some mining. And then we'll just throw in some spears so we can hunt and do all that. We do need to get more population going on here because the game moves a lot quicker once you get more, of course, you get more people doing things. And you also don't want to give them too much stuff to do at once. That's why you have that work percentage up there. Like they're over the work limit right now. They're 106%. Usually they don't get real bad unless it's like 50% over. We got the trader arriving again. And I usually, at the early stages, but we have a good bit of meat right now, I'll usually buy up all the meat and stuff like that because I don't have any. A lot of times I'll sell some of the older tools. Like now, since we're making flint and bone tools, I'll start getting rid of some of the wooden ones. But we're still going to need those, more likely, but yeah, we'll have to do that. And it's going to tell me down the corner that we got some more knowledge, so we can actually get one of these other ones. Let's do, I'm not too worried about, I don't really use the slingshots too often, so let's do the funeral right here. And that'll unlock another building for us under the funeral, the burial mound. And we'll stick that over here too. Trying to think where to, I guess we just stick it right here. We'll have their little totem where they can pray to, and then we'll have a burial mound behind it. And the thing with those too, I'll wait until it's built, but you can only have so many bodies buried. I think it's like 3 bodies buried per mound. But they do eventually recycle themselves, which means we just got 2 new humans. They'll recycle themselves, so then you can keep putting new people there. Like I don't know what you want to say. It'll recycle the dead bodies. eventually. But if there's, I mean, you don't have to bury your people necessarily, but it's something to do. It increases the spirit of your people to bury their dead. So you may have to build multiple mounds if you have a lot of dead. Hopefully by old age, because everybody on here dies either of old age or disease, starvation, or obviously being killed by something. Okay, we're at 12 of 15, so our population's looking good. We got another tent building right here and another one right here. And that's probably what you're going to be building a lot of at the beginning, is getting tents built. You always want to pay attention to your resources. Right now, we don't have too many stones, but it doesn't seem like we're using a whole lot. We'll be able to mine this now. As you can see, it says we can click the stone since now we have picks. We can't do anything with the megalith yet, but there's all these stone mounds right here if we need stone. Like you can also set the work areas, which already have work areas for everything. So I'm not going to set multiple ones unless we really need something. Do need a few more flint. So yeah. This is basically the basics of the game. So I mean, I don't know really what else to show. It gets funner as it goes, but you're going to have a lot of the same. It's going to be a lot of repetition. But it gives you a gist of how this game's played out. You got them mining. Eventually, you'll be able to actually get mines where you can set up mines in the mountains. Let me see if I can find one. Like right here, you got 10 ore. Eventually, you'll be able to put a mine right in the 10 ore and have your people do jobs here. You got copper ore right here. So you can move around. There's iron ore, so you can move around right now and you can look at all the different resources around you that you'll eventually be able to take advantage of. Some more copper ore. We got some flint right there that you can mine out of the hill. So yeah, we're in a nice spot right here with a lot of different resources to our liking. Now we can domesticate the dogs. And then we have almost everything in the Paleolithic era unlocked except for sling making. So once we do that, we're going to have to get 15 points to do pottery. So maybe I'll play until we can unlock the next stage, at least so I can show some upgrades real quick. But it gets, I would say once you get to the Neolithic era, that's kind of when things start getting more interesting, because then you can upgrade your buildings. The first two eras, you can't, it's pretty much the same. I mean, you get archery going on here. You get to start doing some early farming you got some grain and pulse processing right here. Sledge making, which helps you gather things quicker so you can actually carry more workloads with your troops. We get some more spiritual stuff with totems right there. And then here's bone polishing and stone polishing, which gives better and more tools to use. But honestly, this is the beginning stages. You don't get a whole lot more better buildings and things like that. You get thatching right here, so you can make better buildings instead of these tents that we're using. You can do well digging for water. This is when you start doing your walls and gates for fortification, and then you got a lot more farming stuff going on here. And here you can domesticate goats, sheep, pigs, and then you got weaving going on, so you can make clothing and different things there. You got stelding, you can make bridges eventually. And then here we got the more of the stone circles, stone carving, all them wonders, ancient wonders that we see around the world. So yeah, things start getting more interesting around the Neolithic era on here. And then of course, you get the Copper Age and the Bronze Age, the Bronze Age is when you start getting some really good weaponry. You get the sword making, the shield making, armor making, and then the ending, the Iron Age here. Very interesting stuff, guys. I don't think there's anything we need to build. We got everything, I think, going on here. But yeah, this is an overall fun game. I mean, there's a lot to get into. if you're into these types of games, like some people might find this real boring if you're not into like simulation or real time stuff. But I think it's interesting. I just like seeing the progress, and it does get more like eventually you'll get rated. I don't know if we're going to get rated right now. Usually that starts happening like probably in the next age, the next era, whatever you want to call it. I think raids start happening. I don't know if they happen when you're in the first stage here, but I'll play until we get to the next one, or do the video until we get to the next one because I don't want to bore you too much. But fun game. I don't know. This is the stuff I like to play, but I'm also I'm into all that stuff. I'm into like Resident Evil games. I'm into all different types. I like another game I got, Banner Lords. That's probably one of my favorite games. What's it? War. What's the first one called? War and can't remember. Fire and War or something. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to double check on that one, but I know the newest one was called Banner Lords, and it had a lot of glitches and stuff on the console, but it was fun. Now we're being attacked by a hyena, looks like, or it's about to attack us. See, this is when you would hit the alarm because there's a hyena running. Now people are gonna try to get away from it, and they're gonna help fight. And here's the dogs attacking. Yay, some action! Now that the hyena's dead, we can send everybody back to work. Put the game speed back on there. So when you start hearing that music, you can always look in your corner and see what is coming after you. And in this case, it was definitely a vicious hyena that we're now going to take its meat and skin and bones. Apparently some stuff running around here that we're hunting. All right. Now we just got sling making unlocked, and that basically just unlocks the first basic hunting tool here, it says. Our first little hunting tool. We'll grab a couple of those. I'm not really big into the slings because you get the bow here shortly, and I just replace it with the bow. And we got my dog over here chowing down, so if you hear if you hear the food getting crunched on, it's just my dog. Let me sell a few things here. Okay. We'll go over here and buy some tools. Look, well, we got these berry bushes here, collecting some berries. I mean, like I said, this game's been around for a couple years, and I have a couple games that I played. I think probably used a similar. When you watch the mammoths drink water, interesting stuff. I think it's funny. You got a human over here drinking water next to a donkey and a woolly mammoth. Spectacular. We got another point for hunting. So you keep getting knowledge points, tech points, whatever you want to call them. It says knowledge +1, when they're just hunting and doing their thing. Right now we have 12 of 21 population, and we need to get 15 points. We're at 2 tech points, 2 knowledge points, as it said. And then once I get to 15, I'll go to the next stage. And then I think I'm going to stop it there. Maybe I'll do another video, but this is already way too long. But it gives you a general idea of what type of game this is, so if you're interested in it, that's basically what I was trying to do, not really teach you how to play too much. It's pretty easy to figure out, a simple game, a very relaxing game. I can just chill and watch these guys do their thing, and then when I need to intervene, when I need to jump in there when they're under attack, I can set an alarm or something. But pretty good. It's always fun to have a relaxing game where your work into it's limited. It almost reminds me of like those God games where you're just like a hand up in the sky and you'll like throw stuff down to them or whatever. Those are fun too. This isn't exactly the same, but you're kind of like that figure, right? You're telling them what to build, where to build it, where to go. You just don't have any, I can't hurl down a comet or anything. Okay, it says I don't have any storage slots left. So when you have stuff like that, you're going to want to put another storage tent. So we'll build another one right next to this one. So as you can see, this one's full of different stuff. And eventually, once you get up to the next area, or the next era, I don't know if it's the next one or the Neolithic era, but you'll be able to upgrade these buildings, which will make more room for them. We just had 4 more humans join us. We got 3 plus 3 knowledge. So we got 6. We need 14 more knowledge points to go up to the next era. We're going to have to build some more tents now because we can only have 5 more population. So trying to figure out where I want to build. I guess we'll just go around to the side here. I try to be neat and try to get these guys tents where they're kind of spread out, but they're close together where we can have as enough room as possible. Now you might not want to do this when you're starting out, but since they're not a whole lot of workload. We're at 69% right now. So they're not doing a whole lot, but putting down 4 more tents. Just get us prepared for what's to come. I don't know, I like these games. These are fun. I always think like a good idea for like a game. I can't remember what that game's called. It's where you started off as like a little organism. It was a really fun game back in the day. I think like it came out like 2003, 2004. And you start out as a little organism, and then you like crawl into the land, and then you keep basically getting knowledge points and discovering different stuff, and then you can evolve your creature, and then you can start growing legs. Like you're first, I guess, an organism in the water, then you kind of turn into like a fish type deal. Then you like climb onto like a lizard or something onto the land, and then you just keep evolving. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. It's a pretty unique name. It'll come to me eventually. But I figured they should make more games like that and have kind of like this mentality where, it works on also building kind of like a civilization and keep evolving. Kind of like how Age of Empires will start in like the Dark Ages, and then you go out to there's a storm coming, it says. It'll take you to like the Space Age, and then you like even in I think it starts with an S. It's like coming to me, the name of the game I'm talking about. But it does that on there. There was an expansion pack, which eventually you can go out in space, and then you like go to the universe and stuff with your creature, and you just keep evolving them, and you can like go to different planets and stuff. That was a really fun game, and I think it was a big deal there for a while. But nobody's made another one like it. I'm surprised. I mean, there's similar games, but not exactly like that one. And I figured like put some of that element into like a game like this. That would be really cool. Like if I was going to create a game right now, I think that would be a nice one. But there's a lot of good games out there I've seen recent times. Sell some of these old stuff here. Okay, we're at 8 points. Got a wild horse right here. And the bad thing about this game, I don't know if there's updates to it or not, but I was really hoping that we'd be able, like, you can domesticate wild horses, but you can't have your people ride them. They don't ride them. They just use them as like to haul stuff. Like you would like cut grass, like if you'd have them till a farmland, or you'd have them carry stuff, but you can't actually have your people like battle on top of them. Like I was hoping, like that's what I mean by like the game I was talking about. Like if you could turn that into like something like this, let's say you start off as an organism and then evolve, if you believe in evolution or God or whatever you want to, into like a humanoid species, and then just continue from like this kind of thing where you build like the tents and then you go through the ages. Like that would be a cool evolution type game like this, and have a whole lot into it. It'd probably take a long time to make a really good one, but they already have so many of these games like this now, and ones that are like a little bit even more advanced. Like there's so many survival type games where you're playing as the character and you got to go chop the trees down and cook the food and make the weapons. And those are really fun. Those are my favorite games. That, like I would say, those type of survival, not necessarily like survival death games, but ones where you can build like homes and houses, survive off the land. Of course, you got to fight, creatures or people or bandits or whatever. I'm kind of less fantasy and more realistic, so I like having just raiders and stuff, like other human gang type deals and villages and people that you have to fight against, rather than like robots or or ogres or something. But I'm cool with anything if it's fun. But it's taken a long time. See, this is why I like doing videos like this. I don't watch a whole lot of streaming videos, but I know like when I have, that usually these people do like 2-hour-long videos, and you really don't get a whole lot of information because it's just these with these type of games, there's just so much. It takes so much time, even at 8 times speed. But we're almost there. We only need 4 more points. We'll go to the next age, and then we'll stop the video there. But you got the idea. We got our other, finally got our other storage tent built. So we can't, our resources won't dwindle away on us there. The good thing about this game, it's less micromanaging, because like even the tanner, I just built the tanner and then they do everything because it has the automatic. If you look over on the tanner right here, it has the leather, and it's just where it goes around. Like you can stop that, so they're not going to automatically make it. But when you usually build them, if it's like important things, like you're just going to make raw skin, you're going to turn it into one thing, you're going to turn it into leather. It's good to just have it on auto. So I like that it has that, because a lot of games, you got to, every time you got to click in there, start it up. At least they just automatically do it on here. So that's better than having, the only thing you have to do, like on here, you got to keep making weapons and stuff. Like, because your people will die, and they'll lose the stuff when they die, or the weapons will eventually decay or break or whatever. So you do got to make sure to keep stocking up on those. I usually try to stay away from like the cheaper tools. Right now, bone and flint. As you can see, it tells you the stars. It has 4 stars for each one. Bone and flint's the way to go right now, and then eventually copper and all that stuff, copper and bronze and all that. Okay, so people die. We got a burial mound here. They built that finally. You see the guy praying for the totem. Yeah, but see here, you can see where it has a recycling button. So after you haven't, if it's filled up, you can recycle the dead. But you can only have 3 people in there at once. You'll have to take care of that. But we have plenty of food right now. We have 16 of 27 people. So you always want to keep up on your resident buildings to your population. The more room you have, the faster your population will grow. We need 1 more point. See, it's hard to go through these. I mean, this is the basic. You can see our people looking all half naked. Half of them don't have outfits, probably. Yeah, so we got a dead person in there now. So somebody died. I don't know I didn't even see what they died from. And they'll drag their body over there. So, good, man. Good stuff. But the game gets a lot more interesting. It's like these games you just got to have patience with. And it's easy to get lost in them, too, because when I get into these games, I'll be on them, like 10 hours will pass, and I'll be like, what the hell happened to my day? There, we got 15 points. Okay, so now we can start pottery. And now that we unlocked pottery, now we can do these ones, which I'm not going to go through all this because this will be, literally, if I stayed on here and it'll probably take me 8 hours to get to the Copper Age. I'm just going to guess that I'm going to say to get to the 4th age here, I'm going to say it's going to take probably 6 to 8 hours. That's just a guess, though. Because the more you go, the more resources you need to build stuff, and then that's not even taking into effect if there's, catastrophes, like half your population gets wiped out by disease or raids or whatnot. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll save this. I'll do a new save. and I'll continue. Maybe I'll pick it up when I get to the next stage. We'll skip over this age, and maybe I'll do another video when we get to the Neolithic age, or Neolithic period, or whatever you want to call it. And then we'll pick up back up, and I'll show you some upgrades to the stuff. But like I said, this game's been around for a while, so it's a good chance if you played it or if you heard of it, you probably played it already. If not, I hope you found this video and thinks this will be a fun game. And I don't know what it costs. I'm thinking if you're going to play it on a console game, this is I'm assuming this started on the PC, but I played it on the PlayStation 4 several years ago. So if you're getting on I'm thinking it's probably like 10, 15 bucks, I want to guess. It can't be that expensive. And there's probably sales right now because of Black Friday. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's about an hour-long video of me just bullshitting and talking about this, but it is a fun game. Check it out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.